There are moments in life when memories feel too heavy to revisit, when even opening an old letter can stir emotions we are not ready to face. For Sally Field, those memories stretched across decades. Letters from her father, fragments of a past she held onto but rarely revisited. Over time, she became known as one of Hollywood's most respected and enduring figures, admired for her talent and authenticity. Yet, behind the awards, recognition, and beloved roles lies a deeply human story shaped by struggle, growth, and resilience. Her journey is not simply about fame or success, it is about navigating life's complexities while carrying emotional weight that never fully disappears. At 78, her story reflects something far greater than stardom. It speaks to endurance, healing, and the quiet strength required to keep moving forward despite life's many challenges. A childhood marked by change. Sally Field's early years were shaped by instability and emotional uncertainty. Born in 1946 in California, she entered a family already facing difficulties, and by the age of 4, her parents' separation changed the course of her childhood. During that era, divorce often carried social stigma, and for a young child, it created confusion and a sense of loss. She found herself navigating between two different environments, one distant and demanding, the other structured but emotionally reserved. What she lacked most was consistency, the feeling of a secure and nurturing space where she could simply be a child. These early experiences quietly influenced how she understood relationships, trust, and belonging. Instead of a carefree upbringing, her childhood became a period of adjustment and emotional survival, shaping the foundation of the person she would later become. Finding escape through creativity. Amid the uncertainty of her early life, Sally discovered something that gave her a sense of relief: acting. It was not initially about ambition or recognition. It was about finding a space where she could express emotions that otherwise had no outlet. Through performance, she could step into different lives, temporarily leaving behind her own struggles. Drama classes and early exposure to the entertainment world introduced her to storytelling as a form of connection and understanding. Acting became more than a skill, it became a refuge. It allowed her to explore feelings, build confidence, and create a sense of identity beyond her personal circumstances. This creative outlet gradually transformed into a passion, offering her a path forward. What began as an escape would eventually evolve into a lifelong career, rooted deeply in emotional honesty and personal experience. Early fame and inner conflict. By her late teens, Sally Field had already entered the world of television, gaining attention for her roles in lighthearted shows. Audiences saw her as cheerful, approachable, and full of charm, the perfect representation of youthful optimism. However, the image that brought her success also created a sense of internal conflict. While she appreciated the opportunities, she often felt limited by the roles she was given, which did not reflect her depth or potential. Behind the scenes, she struggled with self-doubt and the pressure to maintain a public persona that didn't fully align with who she was becoming. The contrast between how the world saw her and how she saw herself grew increasingly difficult to manage. This period highlighted a challenge many face, being defined by expectations while still searching for one's true identity. Breaking away to grow. At a time when her career seemed secure, Sally made a bold and risky decision. She stepped away from the roles that had made her famous. It was not an easy choice, especially in an industry that often favors consistency over reinvention. However, she understood that growth required change. Determined to be taken seriously as an actress, she dedicated herself to learning and refining her craft. She trained rigorously, exploring deeper emotional techniques that demanded vulnerability and self-reflection. This period of transition was challenging, filled with uncertainty and doubt, but it also marked a turning point. By choosing authenticity over comfort, she began reshaping her career on her own terms. It was a reminder that sometimes stepping back is necessary to move forward in a more meaningful and fulfilling way. A breakthrough built on depth. Sally Field's commitment to growth eventually led to roles that showcased her true abilities. When she began taking on more complex characters, audiences and critics alike started to see her in a new light. Her performances carried emotional depth and authenticity, reflecting not just technical skill, but lived experience. These roles allowed her to connect with audiences on a deeper level, proving that she was far more than the cheerful characters of her early career. Recognition followed, not only in the form of awards, but in the respect she earned within the industry. Her journey demonstrated that perseverance and self-belief can transform perception. By embracing challenging roles and bringing sincerity to her work, she established herself as one of the most compelling actresses of her generation. Love, family, and personal challenges. While her professional life flourished, Sally's personal journey was more complex. She experienced the joys of motherhood, describing it as one of the most meaningful aspects of her life. Her children became a source of grounding and purpose, offering her a sense of unconditional connection. At the same time, her relationships were not without difficulties. Like many, she faced moments of disappointment, emotional strain, and the realization that love alone does not always sustain a partnership. These experiences, though painful, contributed to her growth and understanding of herself. Rather than defining her by failure, they became lessons in resilience. Through both joy and heartbreak, she continued to prioritize what mattered most: her family and her commitment to building a life rooted in care and authenticity. Facing life's unexpected trials. Life has a way of presenting challenges when they are least expected, and for Sally, one such moment came in the form of a frightening accident. A sudden and dangerous incident during a flight forced her to confront her own vulnerability in a way she never had before. Though she and her family survived, the experience left a lasting emotional impact. It served as a powerful reminder of how fragile life can be and how quickly everything can change. In the aftermath, her perspective shifted. The pursuit of success and recognition became less important compared to the value of time, family, and well-being. Moments like these often redefine priorities, and for Sally, it deepened her appreciation for life and strengthened her focus on what truly matters: health, awareness, and advocacy. In her later years, Sally faced another challenge: being diagnosed with osteoporosis. Unlike many of the struggles she had encountered before, this one was quiet and largely invisible. Yet its impact was significant, requiring lifestyle changes and ongoing attention. Instead of retreating, she chose to speak openly about it, raising awareness and encouraging others to take their health seriously. She adopted habits that supported her well-being, including balanced nutrition, regular movement, and mindfulness. Her approach reflected a broader message about resilience, not just enduring difficulties, but actively adapting to them. By sharing her experience, she transformed a personal challenge into an opportunity to educate and support others, continuing her pattern of turning adversity into purpose. A life of reflection and peace. Today, Sally Field's life reflects a sense of calm and fulfillment shaped by decades of experience. Away from the constant spotlight, she's embraced a quieter lifestyle centered around family, reflection, and meaningful connections. Her role as a mother and grandmother brings her immense joy, offering moments of simplicity that outweigh any public recognition. She has also used her voice to support causes she believes in, demonstrating that her strength extends beyond acting. Looking back, her journey is one of transformation, moving from uncertainty and struggle to understanding and peace. Her story reminds us that a life well lived is not defined by perfection, but by the courage to grow, to heal, and to keep going.